Hey guys, in this video let's see a second demo of Azure Durable Function, and in this video we will discuss human intervention, that is external event. So what is our requirement? So let's say we want to onboard a new employee. So first we will create employee record in HR system, then we will create corporate email ID for that employee, then we will assign the laptop. So guys, we can simply execute these steps one after another, but as a fourth step we want to deliver this laptop to the employee, and then we want to wait for laptop received confirmation from the employee. So again, we cannot directly run this fourth step, so we have to wait for some external event to occur. And finally, let's say when laptop is received by the employee, then we can assign a project to that employee. So again, if you see over here, we have this orchestrator function or controller function, and it will trigger this orchestration process, that is onboarding a new employee. And here if you see, it is calling 5 activity function. So first to create employee record, second create email, third to assign laptop, fourth is to wait for laptop received confirmation, and then fifth is assigning a project. See again, these 3 activity functions will call one after another straight away, but for the fourth activity function we have to wait. So again, we are waiting for human intervention, that is we are waiting for some external event to occur. So basically what happens is, after our orchestrator function has called this first 3 activity functions, it will simply sleep, and then once this external activity has occurred, it will wake up again, and then it will start execution from here onwards. Now guys, here I want to add one more point. See, this example, it is actually not the best of examples of using Azure Durable Functions, and you will never use it. So why this is not the best of examples, I will explain in my upcoming videos. But as of now, I just wanted to keep it simple, and I just wanted you to understand the concept of this human intervention or external event, right? So just for that reason we are covering this example, but then we will see a better example of human intervention, that is such external event, in our upcoming videos. But again, as of now, let's just keep it simple, and now let's discuss this example. So guys, we are in Visual Studio and we are creating a new project. So let's select Azure Functions. I'll say next. Now let's give name. So I'll say external event simple demo. I'll say next. And again guys, important thing, from this drop down we have to select durable functions orchestration, and now let's say create. And guys, our project is ready, and let's go down and see guys, this is our API or this is HTTP trigger, and this will start our orchestration process. That means when we hit this API from, let's say, Postman or from our browser, it will start our orchestration process, right? And inside this, if you see, it is calling this orchestrator function. See this function 1, it is our orchestrator function, right? So again, this API, it is our starting point. It will invoke that orchestrator function, and then this orchestrator function, it will invoke multiple activity functions. Now let's go up and let's provide more meaningful name. So for example, this function 1, it is a class, so I'll right click, say rename, and I'll say human interaction demo. Now from this I will get rid of this static word. Let's just remove this, and again now this, see this will be our orchestrator function. That means it will call multiple activity functions, right? So again, let's make it more readable. So simply, so this will be our orchestrator function, right? Over here, let's just paste it over here. And from this, let's just get rid of the static word, and I will simply keep it as task. Again, now see this orchestrator function, as of now it's calling this say hello function. So again, this say hello function, it is our activity function. So here also I will just remove this static word, and guys, let's just keep it simple. I will just remove this string, and I will say async task. Similarly, and then from here I'll just remove these two lines. Now from this orchestrator function we have to call 5 activity functions, right? So these are: create employee record in HR system. Then second activity function, it will create corporate email ID. Then third activity function, it will assign laptop and send the laptop. And then the fourth activity function, it will be actually a event, external event, right? That is, let's wait for employee to receive laptop. And then the fifth one, assign employee to a project, right? So now I will just delete this code, and I will delete this as well. And now I will just cut this line and I will paste it over here. So let's say it will create an employee record in HR system, right? So here now let's provide more meaningful name. So our activity function, it will be, let's say, create employee record. And obviously to this activity function, that is create employee record, we'll need to provide an instance of class employee, right? So let's just create that employee class, that is that model. So right click on this project, I'll say add, I'll say model folder, sorry, I'll say model, right click, I'll say add new item, and it will be our employee model. Let's make it public. And now here I will say we have two properties, that is ID and name. Let's say, and now let's go back to our another file. And guys, ideally, see this API, that is the API which triggers our orchestrator function, right? It will provide an instance of employee, that is it will provide the details of employee for which we want to onboard, right? But now let's keep it simple, and here let's create an hard-coded instance of employee object. So here I will say where employee is equal to new employee, employee.id is equal to 1, and employee.name is equal to Harshal. Here I will just provide this employee instance to this activity method. And guys, of course now we don't have this activity method, so let's just copy this name and see this, we have this say hello activity method, right? So let's just rename it. Say create employee record, and here also I will say create employee record, here also create employee record, and here we need to provide an instance of employee, right? And I will simply delete this line. And of course now here we will have our business logic to create this employee, right? But again here now let's keep it simple, and here I will say employee created and employee.name. So again, simple straightforward code, right? Now guys, similarly we'll have another activity function which will create corporate email ID for that employee, right? So let's just copy this code, that is the code for our activity function. And so again, now I have made required changes, and now our function is create email ID, and we are simply printing that email ID has been created, right? So here let's go up. So again I will just copy this line and I will paste it over here, and from here we are calling this activity function, that is create email ID. And now we have to create activity function which will assign the laptop, right? So let's go down and let's copy this code, and again I will make required code changes over here. So again I have made the changes, and again now we will be calling this activity function from our orchestrator function. So let's go up, and again I will copy this line and I will paste it over here, and it will be assign laptop. And now guys, it's important. Now let's say we have assigned the laptop and we have sent the laptop to the employee as well, right? But now we want to wait for laptop received confirmation from the user, right? So similar to this, we cannot straight away call this activity function, right? So here now I will say await context dot wait for external event, I will say string, and we have to provide the name of that event, that is laptop received. So here I will say where laptop received is equal to, and now obviously if laptop received is equal to yes, then only will assign project to this employee, right? So now I can simply copy this line and I can say only laptop is received, then only assigned to the project, right? So again you have to create activity function with this name, that is assigned to project, assigned project, right? So again let's go down and again I will copy this code and I'll paste it over here, and again the name it will be assigned project. So I'll paste it over here. So again I have made required code changes over here. But guys, the important thing is, see here till now our application will run smoothly, but then it will wait for this external event, that is for this human interaction, and only after that event has occurred it will go further, right? So somehow we need to generate this external event, that is laptop received. And how we can do that? So here I will right click, I will say add, I will say new Azure function. So first of all I will give name as external events, I will say add, and I will add this HTTP trigger Azure function, and here I will say add. So again guys, this is our HTTP trigger, that is this is API, right? And this API it will trigger that external event, that is when we hit or when we call this API it will trigger that external event, right? So here now I will say comma string instance ID and comma, and you have to inject durable task client like this. So of course guys I will share this complete code on the GitHub, and now here I will say await durable task client dot raise event async, and we have to raise that event to that instance ID. See guys, every run of our durable function it has some unique instance ID, right? So here let's say instance ID comma, and what should be the event name, right? So the event name it will be laptop received. Let's just copy it, and to this we need to provide the input as say yes. So again let's copy it, say yes. So when we hit this API manually this will trigger that external event, and here I will simply return laptop received event has been generated. So again let's save. So guys, our code looks okay. Now let's add a debugger. So first let's add a debugger in this external event, then let's go to our other file, let's go down and let's add a debugger in this HTTP start API, that is it will trigger our orchestrator function. So let's add a debugger over here, then let's go up. Okay guys, so first we have to delete these lines, these are not required, and then now let's add a debugger over here as well. So let's save and let's first build our project. So as the build is successful and all looks okay, so let's run our project. And let me just maximize this, and see guys, we have two API. See this one, it will start our orchestration process, and the second one, see this, it will raise that external event, right? So now let's just copy this first one, and I will just paste it over here, and I will say enter, and yes, the debugger has been hit, and when I say continue it will start this orchestrator function. So let's say continue, and again the debugger has been hit, so that means these first three activity functions they have been called successfully. And let's cross check, and yes, see, employee created Harshal, email has been created for Harshal, and laptop has been assigned. And now I will say continue, And see guys, now basically it is waiting for that external event to occur. So guys, again basically our workflow is still running, but it is waiting for that external event. Now how we can find the status of our workflow, right? See, we can just copy this URL. It's a status query get URI. So we can simply copy it and it will give us the status of our workflow. So let's just run it in new window. And see, the name is human interaction demo. This is the instance ID and the status is still running, right? So obviously now it is waiting for this external event, that is laptop received. And how we can generate this event? So let's just copy this URL. Let me just open new notepad, and here I will append instance ID. I will say instance ID is equal to, and guys, this is the instance ID, and I will append it over here. So basically when we hit this API, that is when we run this URL, it will trigger that external event. And if I show you the code, see here we are accepting this instance ID, right? And to this instance ID we are raising that event, that is laptop received, and to this we are providing this information, that is yes, right? So let's just copy and let's hit this API, and here I'll say enter. And yes, our debugger has been hit, and what we have got in this instance ID, yes, we have received that instance ID. So again that means, see this, to this instance ID we are generating this external event, that is laptop received. Now guys, before I say continue, let's just go to our other file and I will add a debugger on this line number 36. Okay, now here I will say continue, and yes, we are back in our other file, and now here I will say continue again. And yes, see, in this laptop received we have got S, that means this external event laptop received has been triggered, right? So here now I will say continue, and again I will say continue, and let's cross check. And see guys, here it says project has been assigned to employee, so that means our workflow has been completed successfully. So that's it guys, thanks for listening.